Hey friends, and welcome back. So guys, I wanted to take a moment and say thank you to each and every one of you for joining me here throughout this mini series on money tips. Now guys, you have been awesome with leaving your feedback and sharing your stories down below in the comments. I truly love to engage with you guys and get to know you on a more personal and intimate level. So thank you so very much for sharing with me and joining me throughout this series and supporting me throughout it as well. Now guys, I totally get it and I understand that talking about money and personal finance is not an easy thing to do. In fact, alongside of religion, politics, personal finance is often not discussed at the dining room table, which is a sad story within itself. So one of my goals here on the channel with starting this series and bringing this type of content to this channel was that we can break that mode of being embarrassed or fearful, shameful, what have you, of talking about money and personal finance and where we are as opposed to where we should be or where we want to be or where we were just a year ago, so on and so forth. So with that guys, I want us here as a community to kind of change things up and make it okay to talk about personal finance. With those that are here from the couponing community, I know a lot of you came and subscribed to my channel because of the couponing stuff that I share, and I so appreciate that. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here. But I want you guys to understand that I'm successful with extreme couponing, and I have been successful with extreme couponing for so many years because of my clear understanding of personal finances and where my personal finances lie and all that stuff there. So again, I just wanted to kind of get our mindsets to look at things differently, to again, talking about the couponing community, talking about the Dollar Tree hauls and the 99-cent store hauls and all the hauls. We don't have to go out and spend $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 plus only because it was $1. If your budget is not where it is and it's struggling and you're short on light bills, short on rent, short on whatever, then technically you should not have brought number 15 shampoo, if you will. Don't get me going. So let me get back on topic. Today's video, guys, I will do a few questions and answers. So I will answer the questions that I have received throughout the last few videos in regards to the Money Tip series. I will answer those, and I will definitely be doing videos coming up, going into more detail on each one of those topics and so on. I will continue to share here on this channel within our community of how I go about handling our family finances, any resources I may find, any helpful information that I come across, so on and so forth. I will continue to share that side of my life with you guys here because again, we all deal with money, whether we like to or not. We all deal with it. And if one thing I have shared or stated can help someone else, that's my goal and that's what I want to do. So just to recap, today's video will be a questions and answer based on some of the questions I have received throughout the last few videos. And this will also mark the last video in the series. But again, I will continue to share money tips, financial tips, whatever you want to call it, and so on and so forth here on the channel. So one of the questions I got a few times was, how did I go about creating a yearly budget? Well, let me kind of do a little backtrack, if you will. So I think most of you know, but some of you may not be aware, my actual background is in financial accounting. Now, even though I run a home daycare, I went to school for accounting. So I actually learned that principle of doing a yearly budget as it pertains to a business side of things, not a personal. So it wasn't until we got ready to start looking into moving into our first home that I started realizing, why not apply that same principle from the business side to personal finance as well. So that's when it started for me. I have been doing that for years. We've been in the house now for 5, Mason is 5. So we've been in the house now for 5 years. So I have been doing a yearly budget for probably a little bit over 6 years now. And it's something that I was taught to do on the business side of things in school, and I just learned to carry it over in the personal finance realm, if you will. So a lot of the things, or a lot of the ways I think about things, I will say is, I do it from a business standpoint. You have these multi-million-dollar companies that they have financial budgets in place for every aspect of their business. So I take that same principle and apply it to my personal finance. That, I don't know, that's the best way I can put it. So anyways, I've been doing that for a very long time now. I like I told you guys, I follow Dave Ramsey. I also listen to Susan Orman. I'm one of those people that I'm a knowledge hoarder, if you will. So I'm always reading something, always listening to a podcast. I like to be informed about stuff. I don't do anything, well, I won't say, I don't do anything for pleasure. And it sounds rigid, but it's not. Let me explain myself because now I'm sounding crazy. What I mean is anytime I step into something with no matter what it is, I step into something, I'm looking to see what knowledge I'm going to gain out of it, if that makes sense. I'm just always looking to evolve, guys, looking to grow and so on and so forth. Even when I watch certain vloggers that I watch that has these huge channels, for instance, I'm sure everybody has heard of Casey Neistat. He's not doing daily vlogs anymore, but when he was, I was watching him all the time, and I still watch him when he puts some videos. Now, getting off topic, we're gonna get back to it. But anyways, like I have mentioned, when I started YouTube, I knew nothing about working the camera, lighting, and all this other stuff. Watching his vlogs, not only for entertainment purposes, but for knowledge, understanding how he did things, why he did it, his perspective on things, so on and so forth. Long story short, I learned how to yearly budget from the business side when I was going to school, and I started applying that on the personal side. Okay, how can you start doing that? Well, if you don't currently have a system or have not been tracking your personal expenses as far as your living expense, that's your shelter, your lights, your cable, your water, food, internet, cell phone, pet expense, all of that stuff. If you have not already been doing that, it's the second month of the year. We're going to start doing that now. I will have a printable document. If I can find the link, hopefully I can. If I can't, I will leave a description down the bottom. I'll leave a link down in the description box that you guys can email me, and I will email you out this particular form. But basically, it's a simple form, and you can really try to create this yourself in any Word document, Excel, etc. Use a notebook to do the same thing. But you need to track your living expenses for the entire month, for every single month. Now, you can do it for a 6-month spread, for 6 months of the year, and do an average for the remainder of the year. But do keep in mind that our utilities, for as lights, water, gas, they do fluctuate when the seasons change and things like that. So you'll want to account for those adjustments if you are going to do an average. Hey, babe, Jada just walked in. Jada, wait by the door because when your brother comes in, he likes to bust the door open. Please. Y'all, it's real life. You know I do no editing. Anyways, I do minimum editing. You know, all I'm saying is that my babies are walking through and I'm kind of late recording today. So moving on. You are going to want to track your expenses for the entire year. Now, one way you can do this is simply call all of your service providers and ask them how much did you spend on lights for 2016. If they're not able to give you the entire 12 months, then they should be able to give you at least 6 months and then do an average for the rest of the year. Do this for each and every one of your services. You should be able to get that with no problem, so on and so forth. The long way to go about doing it, like I stated, is starting this year. We will literally go about tracking at the end of every month how much we pay for lights, how much we pay for water, etc., on this one sheet. Another way to go about doing this is going old school style. Go through your check registry or your checking accounts and then figure out how much you spend in each particular category and area. Now, guys, it's not only on your living expenses, but it's for everything. If you like to go and get your hair or your nails done every 2 weeks, how much does that cost you for an entire year? And the reason I do a yearly budget is because I need to know in a nutshell what I need to run my home and my family and live the lifestyle that we want to live throughout the entire year. And also because I'm married to an extremely free-spirited man. He will jump jobs in the blink of an eye. I need him to know if this job is not paying you X amount, you can't take it, period. So that's my crazy. Moving on. Same difference with me being self-employed. I know I cannot afford to charge clients at this rate versus this rate. I know what my minimum rate is for me to make it month to month, if you will, and for my entire yearly budget not to be devastated because I gave somebody a discount, etc. So that's how I went about doing my yearly budget. That's how I do my yearly budget. And because of the daycare, and I'm going to get into all of this, guys, and show you how I set my system up as far as tracking this type of stuff. But it's easy because I have been doing it for so long, and I have all the information in a nutshell at my hand. And at the end of every month, I do what I call closing the books. The same thing that all financial companies do. All companies do in a financial aspect. They close out their books and have an ending accounting statement. I do the same thing for my household budget. Okay, moving on. All right, another question that I got was how to get the hubby on the same page. Well, I spoke on this yesterday. So if your hubby is the free-spirited one, I'm sorry to say it's going to be so hard to get them on the same exact page with you if you are the nerdy one, if you will. And I'm telling you from my personal experience and advice that I have gotten over and over again from several pastors and financial advisors, counselors, so on and so forth. Trust me, if they are the free-spirited one in the family, it's going to be extremely hard to get them on track with that. Hey, Jane, leave you close that door all the way. Go ahead and close it. And lock it. Hello, how are you? How was school? You look nice. You look fancy. Give me a few minutes. I'm just saying, you look fancy. Can you not? What? I know. Okay, bye. Go. Give me a few minutes to finish this, then come back down and get some snack.
Oh, fancy?
Huh? You was fancy. Oh, he was fancy yesterday, he's saying. Bye, Felicia. Anyways, moving on. If he's the free-spirited one and you're the nerd, I'm telling you now, it's going to be extremely hard to get him on that page that you're on with being worried and concerned about the budget. Let me say that. It's just from my own personal experience. Now, one thing I can tell you, I would tell any girlfriend is the proof is in the pudding. First off, let's start off with this. When you're married, in my opinion, there should never be my money, your money. I don't believe in that. Somebody's always going to be left feeling some kind of way. And let me explain this. If you call yourself being married, but you're acting like roommates and you're splitting the bills down the middle, so you pay this and I pay that, it's bound to be that this particular week, this person has AYZ left over, so they treat themselves to a haircut, a new outfit, a night out with the fellas, and you sitting at home looking some kind of way. You couldn't even get your nails and your hair done because you're broke, because you done paid all your half of the bills. Somebody's gonna always be left feeling some kind of way. That don't work. So first off, hopefully your finances are together and you are together with your money, same bank account, all that stuff there. Now, do I think you should have your own money as far as your luxury money and allowances? Because it's an allowance. Yes, you should. I personally have an allowance. My husband has an allowance. Whatever he does with his is his problem. What I do with mine is my problem. Simple as that. If he decides that he wants to take us out to eat on his allowance budget, even though I have a going out to eat fund, that's so be it. That's him. He knows if he came back to me 2 or 3 days later to say, oh, by the way, he needed AYZ, I'm not gonna budget it out. Let me put it that way. I know I sound so mean, but I'm not. It's a reason for my craziness. But I'm not gonna budget it out because he chose to take his allowance for the week and spend it on us. Well, that was him. If he wanted to take his family out to eat, he knows there's a budget for that. Simple as that. Moving on. So, prayer for one. It's continued prayer about it. Ask the Lord to mend y'all together. Ask the Lord to help you see his side and him see your side of things, etc. I will tell you guys again from personal experience, me and my husband are not always on the same page financially speaking. For my husband, a lot of it is he feels as though I'm controlling, and I'm pretty sure y'all sitting there nodding y'all head saying, yes, she is. I'm not. My crazy works for a reason. I'm not going to go into it, but my crazy works for a reason is what I'm saying. But anyways, for him, it becomes a control issue. For him, it becomes, it's my way or the highway. It is not that. I look at the preceding future. I know that in 4 years, well, 3.5, my oldest boy should be ready to go to college. So I need to start making sure that we have everything tight for when that time comes. You know what I'm saying? I know that it's going to get to the point where we're going to have to get a second vehicle for him. We're going to have to replace the 2 vehicles we have. They're both older vehicles, etc. Anyways, what I'm saying is, when it comes to being the free-spirited and the nerd, you're just going to have to find a way to communicate with your spouse. You know your spouse, you know their triggers, you know their hot buttons, where to push them on issues and so on and so forth. As I would tell any girlfriend, proof is in the pudding. If they don't want to save, you start saving. You start putting stuff away. You and the kids, if you got kids, start doing some extra nice things. And when they're looking at you some kind of way, like, how you doing there? I don't really have no money. Simply say, oh, no, I put a couple dollars to the side so that we can. The proof is always in the pudding, in my personal opinion. So if you guys would like me to go into more crazy on that, just leave me a comment below and I will. So moving on. Another question that I got, and I'm going to round these two up together, is how to go about budgeting for bi-weekly pay and once a month pay. The bottom line is you have to have a budget, period. We talked about this yesterday. List your income, list your expenses, and then go from there. If you're upside down, then something on your expense list got to go. That may be cable, that may be dining out, that may be getting your hair and your nails done every 2 weeks, that may be, a subscription to something, whatever it looks like. It's time for it to go if you're upside down, period. You cannot live beyond your means because it's going to catch up with you at some point or the other. So again, with bi-weekly pay and monthly pay, you have to budget, period. I will definitely do a video with some example numbers on a bi-weekly and a monthly pay option. I personally get paid every week, but there was a time where I got paid every 2 weeks and so on. So I will do a video with some number examples and all that for you. But the bottom line I'm going to always tell you is you have to budget. Simple as that. You tell your money where to go before you even get it. You budget. You have a written plan for where that money and that check is going to be put before it even gets direct deposited, cash, etc., etc. Okay, moving on. Another question I got was, how do I assign each dollar a responsibility? That goes back to that B word, budget. For instance, if I know, okay, I have a certain client. I have one client that pays me by the month. So she pays for the entire month for daycare services at one time. I know immediately when I get that money in, it goes straight to my mortgage. It's labeled, it's done, it's my mortgage. It's not going to be sitting in my checking account, nickel and a dime here and there. It's going towards my mortgage, period. Is it enough to cover my mortgage? No, it is absolutely not. I still need another portion from other payments to go to it, but that money is taken and put to the side for my mortgage. When I give it that title and I say it's my mortgage, I'm not going to take away from that money to go and spend it on buying a new outfit, taking the kids to the amusement park, getting my hair and nails done. That's going to always be my example, guys. But getting my hair and nails done because it's my mortgage money. And I know if I take out of that, I'm shorting myself. I'm causing myself to be down on my money to pay my mortgage. And that's not an option for me. I'll tell you guys this. I don't think I mentioned this in this whole series. But as Ramsey states all the time, this is something that I have learned and realized is so true. Personal finance is what, 80% emotions and 20% head knowledge. That's what it is. Our emotions drive us to either be in debt or be financially dependent on debt, meaning credit cards, loans, so on and so forth. Once we start to realize those habits in our relationships with money, that's why I kind of did those first few videos with you guys, then we can start taking control over our money. Get the mindset that we control our money, we tell our money where to go, where to be spent on, so on and so forth. Even when, guys, you're broke. Let's just put it out there, the other B word. Even when you're broke and you start budgeting and really watching where you're spending, I guarantee you, you will be $1 richer every single paycheck. I guarantee it. Not to go into so much detail, because I could go on and on. I tell you guys, personal finance is definitely a passion of mine. It's something I'm very passionate about. I did not grow up in a household where we discuss personal finance, where we discuss money, period. I did not. I grew up with a single mother who worked 3 and 4 jobs all the time, and always was nickel and dime trying to make things meet. Why? Because she didn't have the knowledge, if you will, the know-how, and it's history. It is what it is. So my thing is breaking that financial barrier, that financial curse in my own household. I don't want my kids to be the same way. I don't want them to feel like they have to rely on credit cards, student loans, anything. I don't want them to ever be trying to borrow money from a friend or a family member because they didn't make the right decision or something. I mean, things happen, don't get me wrong. I'm not heartless. But when we're smarter about our money, we can be more prepared for when life throws us those hardships. That's what I'm talking about here, guys. So, with all that said, if there's anything else, any other questions you have for me, let me know down in the comments below. I will be sharing my budget for the month of February and what that looks like on paper for me with you guys in the next coming days. Hopefully I get that recorded later on today so I can get it up soon for you guys. But I will be sharing that as well. But again, guys, I'm definitely passionate about personal finance and personal knowledge. I'm big on self-educating. You got to be willing to get out there and educate yourself, because guess what? Nobody's going to do it for you. Period. Nobody's going to come and hand you some secret book and say, do this and you're rich. That don't work. It just don't. It's hard work, it's determination, and it's creating a budget and sticking to it. It's not feeling like you got to do every Dollar Tree haul because somebody else posted a Dollar Tree haul. It's not feeling like you got to go run out and do a run couponing deal because somebody just posted this awesome deal. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to spend money when you have these things available or when you don't need them. That's the worst thing for me, is when I see people spending money on things in the name of saving when you didn't need it in the first place. So it's totally in regards to changing your mindset overall and how you look at things, so on and so forth. So I sure hope that all of my crazy helps you guys out. And like I stated before, I will continue to share because this is something I'm very passionate about, and I do want to share. And if I can help just one person see things a little bit differently and help them change things up for themselves, that makes me a happy camper. So all that said, guys, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. And until next time, guys, stay true.